chase him after he got to low health. What this tells him is that, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing, he's, you know, scared, whatever, which means next time he tries to attack me, specifically when he has his ultimate, he's going to think, oh, well, he got lucky last time, I have nothing to worry about. Now what also happens, like to this Zeratul, is when they try and harass you with their skills, they jump on you, you pop Spellstorm, and they go down to half health. Now I'm already getting pressured as the game continues here by this Mandrake and this Zeratul. They are going to chase me to the tower, which isn't really a wise idea. Because what's going to happen here in a second is I'm going to pop Spellstorm, or not. I'm going to fail at popping Spellstorm. And nothing's going to happen. There's a Mandrake in top river, which I would have loved to have killed, but unfortunately luck was not on my side there. I'm feeling pretty risque, so I'm going to stay in for one more creep wave before I back off. This may get me killed, though. Now, whatever. 5 kills. There we go. Now, ideally, as Boros, you want to stay in the lane as long as possible, because the longer you're out of the lane, the more creep waves you miss. And every time you miss a creep wave, you're missing out on experience and minerals that you need to get early on. You have to get those minerals early on. Now, because they've shown that they have 2 heroes that are extremely anxious to attacking me, I'm going to go straight for my barbed plating instead of getting my boots first. Now, Lionheart, how are you doing down there?
We're playing a rather aggressive game up top right now. The lane combo is me and Tosh on our side. And for those of you who didn't see, I'm playing Tassadar again. And we're going up against a Unix and a Rancor, but they're playing rather aggressive on us. And Rancor here is having a lot of energy problems. Here comes Zeratul for the gank. And looks like he might get me. Oh,
now here comes the first blood in mid. This is the benefit of having Omnislash on cooldown almost all the time. One thing that you guys really need to make sure you do, sorry Lionheart for cutting you off, and you just died too.
That's right, yeah.
If you have Omnismash up, it is extremely easy to get kills early on, especially if they're at about a quarter, a third, half health left. As long as you wait for every single creep to be dead before you do it, because obviously the more creeps that are alive, the more chance there is that your Omnislash is going to bounce off onto a creep and ruin it. Now, I would love to say that you can count on Omnislash to do what you want when you want it to, but unfortunately that just is not how it works, you guys.
Something to keep in mind about these public games also that was real important there that you'll notice is that you're not going to get missing calls in these games. So you need to be prepared that you're going to be getting ganked all the time. And that's what just happened there. That was the experience we just had, was that Zeratul came up from one of the lanes and ganked us pretty hard.
So again, back here in mid, nothing really happening. They did wait for my Spellstorm to be down before they jumped me, so they might actually get the kill here, which isn't good. Let's see. I can kite them around this tower pretty easily. This Zeratul is now caught on the wrong side of the river. And the tower gets him! I was kind of hoping my Spellstorm would kill him, but you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. Now, so far what we've seen is that Boros is an extremely difficult hero to kill early on. Unless they make a serious team effort, and usually they don't, it's extremely easy for you to get away under most circumstances. Now that I have my first Bard plating, I may actually go for 2, maybe. I'm going to get my boots, and I'm going to finish my boots. I've chosen the Star Treks for this one, just because there's a couple of heroes on a team that can escape, not really easily, but consistently, I guess, is the best way to describe it.
Got revenge on the Rancor up top, and that puts us in a good spot.
The Mandrake seems to like to get in my face. Now, my hard counter for this Mandrake, as you can see, he's building Time Walker's Greaves as his first item. My hard counter for him is going to be a Superheated Mantle. It gives me spell resist, it gives me health, it gives me strength, and it gives me armor. So it's kind of not necessarily an indispensable item, but it's definitely worth having, especially as Boros. Now, there is a low health hero up top who I'm going to try and get a kill on. right now, I should be able to do it. Now, Omni Slash is wonderful for killing low health heroes, however, he is cloaked right now. There goes the Omni Slash, and Lionheart stealing my kill because he's a jerk.
Aw, you wouldn't have been able to see him without my wonderful elixir. He was cloaked, and then he loses the game. Quit.
So right back here in
Never
mid,
on purpose. Never on purpose.
Zeratul is starting to get afraid of me. He does Phase Strike on top of me, which is not a smart thing to do, especially because I have Phase Strike or Spell Storm. He's choosing to fight me inside my own creep wave. If I had, for the life of me, Omni Slash right now, he would be dead, but unfortunately I wasted it up on top river. So what I'm going to try and do this time is see if I can bait him into coming after me and killing him with Barbed Plating instead of Spell Storm.
We have a Mandrake here who should have got the kill on me, but for some reason didn't. And wastes his abilities. I juke him with Elude. And that is key for Tassadar players. You really need to at least have 1 point in Elude all the time. That is your life-saving ability. It's going to keep you alive in all of those sticky situations. And here we have a Mandrake just pushing up by himself, not a care in the world. And he's going down.
Maybe.
And he might get out. No, he's going to make it out. That's the disadvantage of not getting boots as your first item and not having gone back. Sitting here on 2,200 minerals. Oh, and looks like Tosh getting jumped by Zeratul up here.
Zeratul finally got tired of playing with me. He decided to go up there and beat on you some more.
Going bottom. Zeratul heading down the middle, looks like.
I see.
And getting into it with
there goes the Barbed Plating proc.
And the slow.
If
and
Omni
game for him.
Yeah.
And coming around left side, Mandrake should be over here. Let's see, pulled back.
He's on bottom.
And nope, it's not Mandrake, it's Unix actually. So we'll get a free kill on Unix here, potentially.
Now what I'm going to do here, one thing you have to make sure you do is wait until the creeps are out of your face before you use Omni Slash, otherwise it will end extremely badly for you. Right about now. I don't have energy. There we go. So I waited till the creeps were gone. I played super
Drop
passive.
that Marine to take the aggro, and there you go.
And once those creeps were gone, Omni Slash is almost a guaranteed kill every time. So remember that, guys. When playing Boros, make sure you hang on to that Omni Slash until either A, you're about to die, and really you've got nothing else to do, or B, there are no creeps around your target. Or rather, as few creeps as possible.
And that's important to remember, guys, because it's really not a one-hit, you get to win the whole game by just using this ability. I mean, you have to use it appropriately. And if you're not using it like that, that's when you don't get the kills. And the frustration begins.
So now that I have my Bard Plating, and I have my boots finished, and I have level 2 of Omni Slash, what I'm going to go for now is a Superheated Mantle. That'll basically negate any spell damage coming in after me, specifically from the Unix, from the Mandrake, both of which are very spell-heavy heroes. I already know at this point that the Zeratul is basically a non-factor, the Zerkan is basically a non-factor.
Zeratul fighting me up here. And there's the life restore. And he goes down. Thank you, Napalm.
A couple of auto attacks.
And you could see in that battle, if you were paying attention to it, that that part of the reason why I survived there, beyond Napalm coming up, is that I also used Ardent Retribution, my ultimate, to restore my health while I was fighting him, off the illusions that were sitting around. Very useful for keeping you in the fight.
Now, one other thing that I am going to do next time I get down to bottom lane is I'm going to pick up a Chrono Elixir. You can buy it under the Utilities tab, and your Chrono Elixir does two things for you. Remember, here's a free kill on bottom. Now, again, you never ever want to come after a player like this with Omni Slash unless they're by themselves. Once they're by themselves, you're pretty much guaranteed to get a kill. So, wait for this Mandrake to separate, because, I mean, I have all the time in the world, he doesn't. And as soon as these creeps move on, he's basically going to be stuck. Now, the neutral creeps obviously might be a problem for me, but actually what I may be able to do is bait a kill here on the Zerkan. He thinks that I'm not paying attention. There goes the ultimate. He's stuck in here with me. My Spellstorm and my Barb Plating go down. There goes the Omni Slash to seal the deal on one and both of them.
Wow.
That is how you play Boros in 4.1, ladies and gentlemen. Bait the bait the Zerkans. They fall for it every time. I kid you not. If you face a Zerkan, they won't ever see it coming. Zerkans are stupid players. I'll say it now.
That was pretty good. I watched that whole engage. That's pretty good.
So, guys, this is really the easiest way there is to play Boros. I mean, like, as you can see, I'm not really doing a whole lot to kill other heroes. The Zerkan basically killed himself with my Spellstorm and my Barb Plating up. And this Unix, I don't think he realizes I know he's here. However, I can't seem to kill him. So Unix is going to get away. Until next time, Gadget. Alright, I'm getting tired of this. So here's what he isn't expecting, is me to come back out with a Chrono Elixir, and now he's dead. Now, this is what I love about Boros, as I was talking about earlier, is that Omni Slash is the only ability in the game that will let you cross 12 units of distance without having to use a Warp Frag. Always works every time. Phenomenal, phenomenal ability.
And you can see just my constant health restoration here. Just running around from red all the way back up to orange, now back to yellow, and continuing. Important to note is that it also restores energy.
Now, the Chrono Elixir on Boros accomplishes two things. One, you get vision, which is good to have, especially against shadows and Zeratools. And two, this 30%, is it 30%? You'd think I would know the numbers by now. 20% time scale, which helps you with the cooldown for Omni Slash. And obviously, the more you can Omni Slash, the more you're going to rate face. Now, I have my first superheated mantle, so what I'm going to go for now is an Organic Carapace. Now, the Organic Carapace, one fundamental usefulness is that it is a anti-attrition item. For those of you who don't know what attrition means, I suggest you look it up, because it is definitely a word that you need to know. In a nutshell, Organic Carapace allows you to stay at their base for longer periods of time without having to go back. Obviously, the more often you have to go back, the more kills you give up, so on and so forth. Now, this Unix does not realize that I know that he's here, so he's going to die extremely quickly to Spellstorm and a Superheated Mantle. And a Superheated Mantle is definitely a hero item on Boros. It gives you spell resist, it gives you armor, it gives you... is it strength or health? It gives you health, and here comes the Zeratool trying to fight me. Not a good idea, because you can see every time he auto-attacks me, he basically kills himself. Now, this is exactly what I meant earlier on, you guys. You are mind-raping the other team early on. The Zeratool thought, hey, the Boros is by himself, he's obviously a really bad player, because he never comes after me, he's obviously playing with his leaderboard turned off too, and he tried to jump me. All I had to do was pop Barb Plating, and boom, he's dead.
We're just keeping the pressure on here, bottom lane. I mean, there's really nothing going on. The heroes are just hugging their base. The last tower in the lane, because it is an uphill tower, and because of the way creeps spawn, is often very difficult to push. So you'll find that it's easy to keep... oh, and I got a bunch of them coming for me. And it's time to go. And this guy has cloak detection, so running is not an option here. And I'm restoring my health off my illusions mid-fight. Slowing him.
See
And
if
that's
the
going to do
Zerkan can
heavy
after me.
damage.